This is in Mangalore, right?
This is in Mangalore.
Near Marga. Tell me about this project.
This is owned by one of my clients who's a doctor. When this project happened in 2016, he called me, let's go to the farm. So I went with him first time, and while walking, he showed me one area where there used to be a pond, natural pond. He said, can we revive this pond? That was actually the beginning of the project. Next 1 year, we got it excavated, we got it cleaned up. So we managed to go almost about 18 to 20 feet deep and about 15 to 30 feet wide. You can walk around the water body.
So it took 3 years to construct a pond.
Over 2-3 stages.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This channel is where all the rainwater from the roof goes down and then it comes out and goes into the cylinder. It becomes like a rainwater shower area.
Wow.
That's how the circle is located.
So cool. I like this
along the
partition.
Yeah. So this entire thing actually goes inside. He wanted red oxide flooring. He's from Kasargod. So his ancestral house had a red oxide flooring. And this is north, so you don't get any harsh sunlight from here. All you get is a diffused light that enters the space. And that's an overhead water tank. It's basically to avoid pressure pump. That's the back side. This is basically facing the hillside. This is the southern side. All your bedrooms, washrooms, kitchen, everything opens into this rear courtyard. And in the morning also, this becomes a place to sit, have your tea, coffee. You don't want to see people. You don't want people to see you. This is the best place to be in.
Does this have any functionality? There's a timber partitions in the top.
It's southern side. So it cuts off the sun. That's the entrance. So you come from here, enter here, and that's the living room here.
So you can see pond from your living room.
Yes. So that's the dining, living, the lounge, and that's the courtyard, rear courtyard. From the
So what does this feeling evoke?
Complete freedom, complete break away from the routine.
Wow. This is how it would look in the evening?
Evening, early mornings.
Wow. The placement of light.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I love this element. I think nobody has tried it before. The Ames chair with the red oxide flooring.
No one.
Yeah.
Grill that you see here is almost like a veil. If you see the same thing from outside, it's like you can't see inside. It's almost opaque. But from inside, you can see outside clearly. So that's the master bedroom. That goes to the master washroom.
Love the detail at the window.
So
wow. The
what
view
you see
is
here,
brilliant.
and imagine all this is achieved with a simple cement finish.
Oh, right.
No marble, no stone, no tile.
Right.
It's just a question of workmanship. That's the
this
kitchen.
is a kitchen space. Okay. This view is to the pond, right?
That looks to the pond. In fact, it's half open. You can completely slide it away. And the platform top is timber.
If there's any case on burning or, placing hot things, wouldn't that be an issue?
No, it's a good insulator. These are those details.
That's
the connector.
Right. Even this transition is
This
really
is inside,
good.
that's outside.
Beautiful transition. My personal favorite project of yours.
Yeah. Is the Build-O-Fi house? It is Moon House.
This Ames chair and the red oxide is a perfect blend of modern regionalism. There's modern element and there is a regional element. This is in Mangalore, right?
This is in Mangalore.
Near Marga.
It's in Ulai-Bettu.
Okay.
It's about 17 kilometers from Mangalore.
Tell me about this project from the conception. How did it all begin? Who was the client and how did client approach you? Why did he approach you? What was your reaction?
So actually every project has a very interesting story. I would love to tell you the story even about the Toda Mangra house in Rajasthan.
Right.
But maybe later.
Yes.
So
I want in-depth case study for this house from start to finish.
Sure.
Like from the client approach, your process, exploring the place, how did you apply decision framework, trial and error, what failed, I don't know anything, but from that process of the whole architect practicing this style, modern regionalism, so that this whole story would encapsulate your working style and as well what are the challenges architects face practicing this style, and it's quite an engaging story to hear as well. Yes, let's start from the client.
This is owned by one of my clients who's a doctor, Dr. Hansraj Alva. He owns Vinayak Research Center here. And I know him as my doctor. From 2006, I used to go to him for my any treatment every time I felt sick. So in 2012, he was flying from Bangalore to somewhere, and he was walking around the airport lounge, and he saw one of the magazines which had published some of my projects. And he happened to pick up that magazine. He saw my name.
That Kaawi house?
Not. It was Kaawi house was done much later. This is in 2012. So I had done another house called Aqua House and Mobius House in Goa. So he saw my name and he flipped the magazine, and
he found out you are a Mangalorean.
So no, he knew I'm from Mangalore because we've been meeting for 6 years, but probably had not seen my projects. But he saw my projects in the magazine then. Till that point of time, he only knew me as an architect. So he called me. He said, Girish, I happened to see this magazine, and listen, I need to sit together and talk about a project that I wish to do. And it was as simple as that. So when he returned back next week, and we ended up meeting up, and he said, listen, I've got this huge 15-acre farm, which belongs to one of my patients, and it's a large family. So it was a Muslim family, and with the generation, the entire land got divided amongst cousins and brothers and uncles. So the first task was to get the paperwork right, titles clear, and typically all the complications with the land that one goes through. So that took him almost 3-4 years. And so as much as we spoke about it in 2012, nothing really got started till 14-15.
So you already started exploring the design ideas for that
Absolutely
project?
not.
Okay,
because
not
he
yet.
just mentioned about it. That was the beginning. But I did look forward to it because I was really desperate to do a project in Mangalore. I've been here for that point of time, I was there for 7-8 years, and I'd done designs, but nothing took off on this side. All my projects have been in Goa or Kerala or Rajasthan or elsewhere. And as much as my studio is located in Mangalore, and I love this place, nothing really took off. So every time some inquiry would come from Mangalore, I would get super excited, because as much as I believe in being local, I did not have a local project to do. So that was a regret I had always. So when this project happened, in finally 2016, he called me, let's go to the farm, title's clear and we can go and see the site. And so I went with him first time, and while walking in the farm, he showed me one area where there used to be a pond, natural pond. And he happened to mention that there was this natural pond, but all these people around staying in the farm itself, who in the process of some construction or some agriculture waste, they started dumping all the waste into the pond and it got filled up. He said, can we revive this pond? That was actually the beginning of the project. From 15-16 onwards, every weekend, I used to go with him to the farm and just get a feel of the place. It started very informally. There was nothing professional about it at that point of time. And it was just fun spending time with him, talking. We became very good friends. And this is the time when he was my doctor, I was his architect, but we had good time on the weekends. And slowly I started evolving some ideas in my head. And I said, listen, do one thing. Don't try to make it like a typical run-of-the-mill pond with the HDP lining and waterproofing, and just let's revive it as naturally as possible. And since we are in the process of reviving it, why don't we make it a little deeper, a little wider, and really let it grow over a few years. And so once you start having a clay lining inside, the clay itself will act like a waterproofing over a period of time. And clay we could get easily from the Gurpur river, because this entire farm is abutting Gurpur river. So that's how it started. And over next 1 year, we got it excavated, we got it cleaned up, we developed the entire thing. It was quite rocky. So we managed to go almost about 18 to 20 feet deep and about 15 to 30 feet wide. That was the beginning. Initially, the engineer, who also happens to be his brother-in-law, and the locals were of the opinion that we build a proper wall with laterite or concrete reinforcement. I felt a little lost. And then I said, listen, you don't need to do any reinforcement, any cement, any sand, any concrete whatsoever. We'll just do something called as dry masonry. That means just put stone over stone, put it in a manner that it becomes almost interlocking.
Was he aware of your style of modern regionalism?
He just saw those pictures. That's it. And he liked the work and he just wanted to go with me. It was, I think, very intuitive based. And this is one of the things I like to add maybe at the end of the project, which I would rather say it at this stage itself, that, best of the projects in this world are built not because there is good budget, but there is trust. You cannot build a project if there is no trust.
I mean, world runs on trust.
You can make a building, you can't make architecture. So this is where the difference comes in. Here is a client who had put implicit trust in me. As much as he would express his opinion, he would eventually leave the final decision to me. If the outcome is what it is all due credits to him for putting in that implicit trust. It requires a lot of self-assurance, a person with a lot of confidence
and patience
to have that kind of a trust in somebody else. If you don't trust yourself, you can't trust anyone. If you're insecure, you can't feel secure with someone. It has to be somebody like him to have trusted me so much. And over the years, so when this entire water body started, imagine the entire village was telling him, don't build a dry masonry wall. It'll collapse because one side was the hill. And during monsoon, the water would come gushing down, the surface water as well as the groundwater. And it'll topple the wall. I mean, the entire mindset was cement is what holds it together. Concrete is what holds it together. Reinforcement is what is required. It is unheard of even those areas that you do a dry masonry. And in middle of all, and his own brother-in-law, who's an engineer, initially was also insistent, no, we go with that. I said, no, we don't go with any of that. We'll do with dry masonry.
Why did you think of dry masonry?
So it was simple logic.
Insisting on dry masonry.
So dry masonry is more stable. See, what happens is when
What is dry masonry?
Dry masonry is without cement, without mortar.
Brick.
It's brick to brick. Simple. Placed next to each other. Nothing. You just put brick on top of brick, laterite on top of laterite, stone on top of stone. You just make the mass so big. Instead of a 9-inch wall, you make it almost 3 feet thick wall.
So
like
4 layers of brick?
4, 5, 6 layers of brick at the base. Then it goes on tapering and it goes thinner as it goes up.
Okay.
So this is a typical principle of a load-bearing wall. But here I was making load-bearing wall which is completely dry for a simple reason.
Not even any...
Nothing.
Like conglomerate, like
absolutely no.
Just bricks.
Just laterite stones.
Laterite stones.
Yeah. The logic was this.
Okay.
That you're putting laterite stone and the water's coming from the hill all the way down. When you completely make it impervious, that means you don't allow the water to go through. What would it do? It'll exert all the pressure on the wall because you made all the gaps sealed. You've sealed all the gaps, right? Instead, if I leave the gaps open, as in stone to stone, there will be minor gap. What does it do? When the water comes, that gap allows the water to flow through between the bricks. You don't stop it. You allow it to flow through. That means the pressure gets released. That means the chances of it collapsing is not there anymore. As much as it would be there if you had put cement mortar.
So wouldn't it lead inside? I mean, wouldn't it
would
lead
go into
water
the pond.
Inside? Okay, pond. Okay.
It's a pond at the end. You want water. And excess water would go away anyways. We had outlets, inlet. The water management was planned out anyways. Talking of challenges, this was the first challenge I faced. And then he called me few times. The first monsoon.
That requires a lot of conviction on your idea.
A lot of conviction and as much as he was warned and again warned, and every time he was warned, he would call me, Girish, are you sure? Really want to go with this? Can we not do it? The engineer is saying this, the local mason contractor is saying this. I said, trust me, this will stay as it is. Go with me. I'm standing by your project. I'm here. And fortunately, with all the doubts, everything, he stood by me. He stood by me for one monsoon. He stood by me for second monsoon. By third monsoon, he was convinced. Because for 3 monsoons, the entire structure stood. Then we started building the height up because we did not go all out, all the way up in the first monsoon itself because of the fear. What if it collapses? You didn't want the loss.
So you guys built the foundation on?
We built the foundation up to almost 8 to 9 feet first. Then we built another 7, 8 feet later.
Without, again, this dry mason.
Because it was success in that sense. So it's been now 7 years.
So is it 1 stone thick or 2 stone thick?
It is at the base 6 stone thick.
Okay.
As it goes up, it becomes 3 stones. And that 3 or 4 stone becomes like a walkway on top. You can walk around the water body. It's a walkway. The top of the wall is as wide as that.
So it took 3 years to construct a pond.
Over 2-3 stages. Yes. He also had intention of building a house. A second house. So we chose a position next to the river on the banks that you would build the entire house on a stilt. So you could be there and overlooking the river and at the edge of the property. And then unfortunately, the second monsoon, the river swelled and the water came into the paddy fields. So it covered the site where we're going to have it on the stilt. He was still okay with it because he realized that anyways the house is on the stilt. And the very reason we have it on the stilt is it allows the water to flow below. But the family, the relatives, the friends were not so comfortable about it. It's like not safe. And at the end, it's not just him occupying it, it's the family, peace of mind. And what's the point in building so much if the family can't use it? So then after a lot of back and forth, we almost spent 9 months to a year designing the house and several iterations of it, almost about 20 variations of what all could happen. And then it so happened that he said, let's keep it on a back burner for some time. And can we build something small where because 2 years have passed, but I still don't have a place to come and stay sometimes when I come on a weekend. So there were on this side several small structures which belonged to different relatives. So one of the structures was a cow shed which was lying empty. It was a house, I imagine, at some point of time which was turned into a cow shed, and now it became completely vacant. It was right at the extreme corner of the pond. So I said, listen, why don't we refurbish or renovate this entire structure? So he said, yeah, why not? So the structure is existing, plinth is existing. It all started with renovation. He had already seen the Kaawi house. So we thought something on those lines. So that was the beginning of the house. What happened was it started as renovation. I was again romanticizing about it a bit. I was trying to stitch old walls with the new walls, and we did a thorough documentation of the existing plan. And then we explained it to the local contractor. Nice man, but he could not really understand this subtleties of stitching, and why were we so romantic about it, and what is old and new. He says, banana hai to I'll demolish and make a new wall. I said, so he was not following the fact that if you make a new wall, that whole beauty of stitching is gone completely. But one fine day when we went there, he had actually demolished the walls and he had built new walls in place of the old walls. So you understand that essence was gone. So then I spoke to the client and I said, listen, the whole purpose is gone. If the choice of building if removing the entire wall existed, then we could have gone ahead with the same thing in the first place and built a new house. Why don't we design the entire thing afresh? He saw the point and his only request was that don't change the plinth. Let's use the existing plinth. You can modify it if you want to. So I said, that's not a problem at all. So we used the existing plinth, modified it by putting some cross beams for the new walls, and we started evolving this entire design. The difference was, as much as I would take 7, 8, 9, 10 months to design a fresh house, here there was no time because we had already lost 8, 9 months designing the house, which never got built. Pond had already happened. We were 3 months down this renovation project, and this event took place. So there was no time. So this was the house that started evolving while the construction was going on, only because we were there on site every day. Every day we would go map the changes, see what's happening, draw it, sketch it, redraw, come back to the studio, design, evolve. So my project assistant for this was Farhan, another fresh architect at that point of time. He had just joined me. He just graduated a few months back. So he was working on it, and then, which was also a boon in disguise because he did not come with any baggage. It was a clean slate. And then we started working on it. So this was a project that happened without a portfolio initially. The design development kept happening on site, on the drawing board on an everyday basis. And we evolved this entire project. All this while, the client, as much as any other client would ask, what would be the final budget? How much would we incur? But he understood it's very difficult to put a finger on a number or a figure because it's evolving. So to have another client who would say, it's fine, let's do a good job, and let's be a little judicious about the resources. And that's all we did. So we closely monitored it. And like most of our projects, almost all the projects, we were engaged with this project on an everyday basis. We built this entire project over 1.5 years. This is again evolving old timber, Kaawi, local masons, local carpenter, local plumbers, electricians, everyone. We did get plumber and electrician from outside, but they were like UPites. The aluminum doors, windows were done by another contractor from Mumbai. all the timber work was done by another UP set of carpenters, including the roof. Again, they were not used to making a roof. So we sat with them, we worked with them, we evolved this entire thing, went rafter by rafter, put one rafter as a sample, showed them this is exactly how you need to do. And then they went ahead and did this entire thing. And he was very specific. He wanted red oxide flooring because he said, in my old Gutu house, he is from Kasargod. So his ancestral house had a red oxide flooring. He said that somewhere it always kind of has this in my memory. Can I have red oxide flooring? I said, I'll be more than happy to. To show him how good a red oxide flooring we can achieve is when I did the front plinth of the house for myself, just to show him this is what the finish we can achieve, which locally people were not capable of. This was to convince him to get joy from Kerala. And then he was convinced about it. And then we went ahead, got joy, and rest is history. And so this channel is where all the rainwater from the roof goes down, and then it comes out and goes into the cylinder. It becomes like a rainwater shower.
Correct. Oh, wow. Interesting.
So you could take shower here.
Only
and then
when
the
it's
water
raining.
goes into the pond. Yeah. So it also has a tap inside. So in the non-monsoon time, you could just use the tap and take a shower. In the monsoon time, it's the rainwater. You just have to stand in the...
So it's the backyard.
This is the front. This overlooks the paddy fields,
Okay.
which are touching the Gurpur river.
So the pond is the back...
Pond is on the east.
East.
This is facing the north.
Okay.
And this entire house is on the northeast of the property. And the property stretches east and west.
Like this
along the
partition.
Yeah. So this entire thing actually goes inside. This becomes the sliding door of the living room, which you will see.
Oh, okay.
When I open the sliding door, I can literally cover this external. The sliding door comes all the way out, forming a partition for the front yard of the living room. So in case he has a get-together or a party, it gets a bit of privacy from the neighbors. And this is north, so you don't get any harsh sunlight from here. All you get is a diffuse light that enters the space. That's the extreme core towards west. So you have living room, you have dining room, and then you have this courtyard. So one side is a water body, other side is this courtyard. This is almost, you could say, termination of the property. After this is the neighbor's property. And that's an overhead water tank. It's basically to avoid pressure pump. Most of my houses have a tall structure. The reason is very simple, that natural gravity creates that pressure for the water supply. So in case of absence of electricity or whatever, I get decent normal pressure for the washroom, the kitchen, for gardening.
Like the sitting area outside.
So you'll see another picture where this had to be covered. We have created a covering on top of this so that they could use it during monsoon as well. That's the back side. This is basically facing the hillside. This is the southern side. All your bedrooms, washrooms, kitchen, everything opens into this rear courtyard. It's a very narrow sliver of space, about 7-8 feet. And this also becomes a seat condition. So early morning...
So when they come outside the bathroom, they would see this.
They would see this. And in the morning also, this becomes a place to sit, have your tea, coffee, be a little private. You know, you don't want to see people. You don't want people to see you. This is the best place to be in. All of this is recycled timber. A lot of this timber came out of the cow shed, the roof that was existing there.
Does this have any functionality? There's a timber partitions in the top, or just aesthetic?
So it is southern side, so it cuts off the sun. Because what happens is the southern side, the sun really can be quite harsh. And in the horizon, it goes slightly down during winters and it comes up. This is the movement path usually. So that kind of cuts off the harsh sun. That's the reason
Did you experiment that before, like on there's a gap right between two?
Right.
Did you experiment with the placings of it to see which one cuts the most sunlight, like harsh sunlight?
No, I did not really go into so much. It was more very intuitive and experiential understanding of how much. So more or less 70 to 80% should cut down. Yeah, that's right.
So these are the bathroom and
that's exits. The kitchen. Next is the bedroom, guest bedroom. Then comes guest bathroom. Then comes master bathroom. Then comes master bedroom. So there is no
entry to the bathroom from guest bedroom. So they have to come outside the bedroom and then get...
Right. So guest bedroom is attached to a common bathroom. That common bathroom is a common bathroom for any guest in the house. Only master bedroom has an attached bathroom.
Okay.
That's the entrance. So you come from here,
Mm-hmm.
enter here, and that's the living room here. Left side is the
Pond.
kitchen.
Okay.
That's the kitchen. So this, when you open the windows, it overlooks the pond.
Wow. Really bad with directions. It takes
So this
for me a while to visualize.
So you're on the east right now, and you're looking at the. So this window is facing
This
east.
is kitchen, right?
That's kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, this is living room.
That's a living room.
Okay, that's an entrance.
Yeah.
So you can see pond from your living room.
Yes. So that's dining, living, the lounge, and there's a chessboard right behind, and that's a courtyard, rear courtyard.
So you place the purposeful glass facade in the top.
That's right.
To give the view from, to have the contact,
so you could see
nature
and you get
contact.
the entire view of the trees
Right.
and the foliage completely. It also gets a beautiful light inside. So, and the whole idea was the roof should just look very light, like a butterfly taking off.
Right.
It should not sit like a typical concrete heavy roof coming and sitting on the walls. So that was the whole idea. The whole idea was that freedom, which is what he wanted to experience from his routine. That is
when he comes back from his clinic in the weekends.
On the weekends. So the whole idea was he wanted that freedom from the
So
routine.
what does this feeling evoke? Like what feeling does it evoke?
Complete freedom, complete break away from the routine, in every sense.
Did the client express that he felt that way?
He is there every weekend. He is enjoying it.
Glass working, the thickness of glass.
It's 12 mm.
12 mm.
And it's toughened glass, and it has got no frame. It's glass to glass.
Oh.
So what you see is a column inside to hold the roof, not to hold the glass.
Okay.
So from outside, when you see, just see clean glass surface. Absolutely no joint. So no water comes inside. That's
so
it.
what holds it?
Nothing. There's a frame below. There's a frame on top. There's no frame vertically. I didn't want to break the continuity.
This is the dining table.
That's a dining table, yeah.
This is the TV and this is a partition.
There's
and
a partition.
leads to the kitchen.
It leads to the bedroom, 2 bedrooms. Kitchen is here.
This way. Okay.
So this is also pretty much on Vastu. So kitchen is on southeast. Master bedroom is on southwest. And this entire thing is facing the northern part.
Right. Wow. This is how it would look in the evening?
Evening, early mornings.
Wow. The placement of light.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So it just gives you enough light,
Right.
And sometimes if you can switch off any of these lights. Say if you are occupying this alcove and reading a book, everything else would be dark, only this would be lit. So within that large volume, you get your own niche to sit on.
That's nice.
And just playing with the light, it gives you a sense of scale. It gives you the different, something that is more intimate, something that is more for an individual or 2 people to sit. Suddenly in a big living room, you might be a little lost.
Right.
So this niche allows you that. That little play of light allows you that.
Just without any physical boundary, just imaginary light boundary, right?
Yes. No partition, nothing.
Partitions. Nice. I love this element with the...
Yeah.
I think nobody has tried it before. This one, the M's chair with the red oxide flooring.
No one, yeah.
No one, yeah.
The grill that you see here is almost like a veil. If you see the same thing from outside, it's like you can't see inside. It's almost opaque. But from inside, you can see outside clearly. So if I were to give you a metaphor, see, this was occupied by Muslims. This is a Muslim area. If you see, one of the things in their culture is this burqa.
Right.
And they wear this thing in front of their eyes. They can see everything clearly, but you can't really look at them.
How did you achieve it? Like you have to play with the wood angles?
Wood angles, the size of the wood, and all this wood is a waste which has arrived out of the waste rafters. Like I was telling you, if I wanted 6x2, I would get sizes which are 7x3 or 8x4 or whatever. So after I got a clean size of 6x2, they would be leftover waste, right? That was recycled to create this.
So did you achieve this whale-like thing before, or is this the first project too?
This is the first project.
And how many times did you fail to create this kind of perfection? Or was it the first try only you were
No.
able to?
We tried a lot of permutation combination in terms of the sizes, the delicateness
Wow.
of the wood.
Too much
little
experimentation.
Yeah, we had a little workshop created on the site because it's far away from the city. So all the carpenters were staying there all the time. So when we were working on it, we kept on making these jaalis, kept on making the types, and then kept on looking at it in different light conditions. And finally, we came to this to make it structurally stable.
How long did it take to
arrive at prototypes? Took almost 2-3 months.
Oh, just on the way.
Only the prototype.
My God. Yes. So how many craftsmen have worked collaboratively in this project?
We had about 15 carpenters.
15 carpenters.
Carpenters, as in, so 7 carpenters. Each carpenter comes with a helper.
Okay.
So 14 to 15 people.
15 people on carpenting.
And then masons, we had almost about 3 to 4 proper masons and about 7-8 helpers.
Okay.
Then we had aluminium guy who came with his own team of 4 people. Then we had Joy, who was single-handed.
Oh.
He did this entire thing. He took 2 months to finish it.
Flooring.
And then we had painters, which were about 2 main people. That's it. We got them. And so again, we don't give painting on a square foot basis. I give them salary. I provide them paint. And I tell them, I want this. Until you get it right, I'll not punish you for not getting it right. But till you get it right, I'm not going to leave
So what do you mean by getting the painting right?
Because when you hold them for square foot rate, what is a typical mindset? Say if I'm giving you a 100 square feet wall, per square feet the cost is 50 rupees. What would be the cost? 5,000?
5,000.
And with the material labor. Wouldn't you want to earn that 5,000 in the quickest time possible? So you'll try to finish it within 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Because you have to pay your labor also, helper also, their food, their stay, their travel, and make profit. In that, if you have made a mistake, and if I ask you to redo it, what would happen? 2 days will become 4 days, you will incur a loss. You're always under the insecurity. You're always under the fear of losing money. Most of these people come from far away to earn money. And if they're going to lose that very money they're here to earn, what's the point? Then it becomes a very bad energy site. Then you're forcing them to work, you're holding them responsible, they're punishing them to get it right. And so I said, okay, don't worry on the salary factor. Your salary is not going to get cut. I also understand mistakes are bound to happen. I also assume that where something can get over in 4 days, they might, out of laziness, knowing that money is secured, might take 1 day, 2 days extra. Account for it. It's human. We are all lazy by nature. Give me a choice of assured money, even I'll go a little laid back. So why punish those people? Accounting for all those variations, they have no insecurity of money and I have no insecurity of quality. At the end, till I get it right. But so it doesn't.
How do you define quality on painting?
Just a question of getting the coat, the paint, the way you apply it. If you want
the same shade everywhere,
you
without
don't want
variation
brush marks, you don't want variations, you don't want the imprint of a roller. You want certain ruler to move in a certain direction. You want the brush to move in a certain direction.
Oh my God.
You want a certain thickness of the paint always there. You don't want it to become too diluted, too thick. You don't want the poppies coming out after the painting is over. You want someone to stand there. You want someone to give
slightly exposed.
Exactly. You want them to give 8 hours of time before you apply second coat. Not finish it for the sake of it.
Aging it well.
So aging it well. And then stand by this entire thing. And every time you call them, they'll come back. They know here is a person who values quality. And fortunately, I've never had an issue for years now where I had to ask someone to repeat something because of a mistake, because they don't get it wrong. They get it right. They know, see, that insecurity is not there. And then what I tell their contractors, the main contractors who they work for, I'll give you a fixed amount of the money at the end of it. Don't expect more than that. That is not gone anywhere. Your salaries are taken care of. You give me a good job. So it does turn out a little expensive.
But you're satisfied with the perfection.
Everybody's satisfied. So is the client.
And what was the choice of lamping here? Like nice design.
These lamps are basically more like what is available in the market was not good enough. We were hunting for these lamps all over. The idea was something that glows at night. So this idea of moon house came in because at times we went at night and we had this full moon which had a reflection in the pond, and then it was as simple as moon house.
That's why it's called moon house.
Round name, that round moon that you saw is that image got stuck in the mind, and somewhere you wanted the lamp which would just look like a little moon. So there are now multiple moons inside this room.
Consistency
so at
in design.
night, when the lights are off, you just put these lamps on, you just have this, and this can be regulated. You can change the intensity of this light. The same light can turn like a night lamp, but the suspender of the lamp was designed by us. That did not come with the lamp. So these rods that you see and the detail from which it's connected to the rafter was designed by us. It's metal. Aluminium and MS. So we just got the pipes to the side and...
again, you had to see whether... would there be harmony in that space if you
all
put
of that? It has to again be repetitive with the rafters. Correct. It should not look odd. All of that came
placing it perfectly with the geometry, and it shouldn't look weird or alien from different angles.
Should not look forced, should not look contrived.
Okay, that is the modernism element there, right?
True.
The aligning with the geometry.
Absolutely.
The more we stare at the picture, more details come out.
Yeah, no, it was that was the fun of it.
So, is this table even from the refurbished wood?
Yeah, it was a rainwood, and we found a local person who knew. So, what you see as black is a resin. This is resin. That is wood.
That is the joining.
So he cast the entire thing and gave it to us. He makes these tables for us. So
nice. So what are these chairs called?
These are called butterfly chairs. These are very common.
Made with leather?
Yeah. You have canvas, you have leather, you have fabric. So he chose leather.
So you can walk straight away to the pond. Yeah. There's no boundary.
There is a level drop. After there are a couple of level drops, then you go. You don't fall into the pond easily. Right. So there is.
But there's a partition.
Absolutely no partition.
Okay, there is no partition.
There's no partition. You come out. There's a plinth. There's another plinth, and then the water.
So security wasn't a big concern.
No. So that's the master bedroom. That goes to the washroom, master washroom.
Okay.
That's a common passage that takes you out to the living room.
Love the detail at the windows.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. On the choice of light. So wow, the
what you see here
brilliant.
is exactly what there in the Kaawi house also.
Right.
The same floor goes up. So this is all Kaawi.
Correct.
And this is plastered wall painted white.
Even this is wood or it's wood?
No, it's pure wood.
Wow.
Pure wood polished. It's been 5 years now.
Still it's...
There's nothing, no problem at all.
And I also like the placement, how you place the door.
Yeah. So that's the door that goes to the back courtyard. Which I was telling you about.
And why is this sudden, what do you call it, projection at the base?
This one? This projection?
Yes.
So typically what happens is after you take shower, when you want to wipe your legs, people have a tendency of putting it on the WC or on a tap or somewhere to wipe. Right. But we never thought of a little detail where you could just put your leg and wipe it instead of keeping it on a tap or a WC or whatever. So this was created just for that. So you could just put your little slant. So the water goes down.
So thoughtful.
That's it.
Where you had to study doctor's behavior, client's behavior, how would you wipe your leg after a shower?
So this is something I want to do for almost all projects. Now it's become standard. Any bathroom I would do something like this.
So is there anything, let me think. You have put a lot of detail that even you're not aware of to express.
I mean, I'm used to it. So maybe now that you notice, so there is this threshold here and then you cross over and you go outside. There is a slope here. There may be another photograph to collect the water. So this is the Nani trap where all the water goes and goes
even
out.
The lines you have played with.
Exactly.
To direct water.
To direct the water. And imagine, all this is achieved with a simple cement finish.
Oh, right.
No marble, no stone, no tile. Right. That's the point I'm trying to make. It is just a question of workmanship.
And what about the doors? It looks layered and was there any...
This is again another, let's say, takeoff on modern reinterpretation. So I'm open to the fact that we use aluminium because aluminium has an advantage. It doesn't expand. It doesn't contract. Right. And it is like timeless. Once I've given it a finishing for lifetime, I
Doesn't
don't have to
corrode
paint.
easily,
Absolutely,
iron.
it doesn't corrode. But I wanted a timber look, so did my client. So what we did was the paneling inside is timber cladded. So instead of putting, typically you see in aluminium with glass, here we use aluminium with plywood, and plywood is cladded with wood. So what you see is a wooden effect.
I'm kind of visualizing. There's a childhood pleasure taking shower in this place. Like, I'm also very curious to see how water seeps inside that. Like, it's in real time. Like,
True.
If I observe my own observation, I'm really captivated by the flow of water. As like, I'm sure everyone is.
Sure.
How is the water is flowing? Like, if you take a bath, like, how is that flowing into the sink?
True.
I would really get a big pleasure in, like, did you also think of that?
No, absolutely.
Pleasure,
see, it's always a question of
bath?
Absolutely. See, the whole point is water when it touches the ground. Other than the fact that we are using water to clean us, there is a certain sanctity to the water. You have to direct the water to its way out. It's like you would say goodbye to a friend, farewell to a friend. Somebody comes to your house.
Thing.
You just can't say get lost.
Right. Even you do that, right? Even you give gratitude to the moving water.
And the most precious thing called water, which is cleaning you up. Would you not at least give it a thought of how you direct it to its way out?
Right.
Instead of just leaving it, it'll find its own hole and go outside.
Right.
So why can't it be that?
And was this again this big projection like?
So what happened? This is what we call as plumbing wall. So all the fixtures, like what you see is a flush valve has an internal body. Then there are pipelines, water supply line. Then the WC will have its own soil pipe. Typically what people do is, so this is a structural wall on which the weight of the roof is coming. It's an actual structural wall. People dig into the structural wall to put the plumbing pipes which is in a way weakening your structural wall. So instead what I do is I make another plumbing wall. It is non-structural, but this is the wall to take all your services. It does not touch your services at all.
Very thoughtful. I've never heard
this also acts like a ledge to keep my shampoo, soap, conditioner, everything. My towels, napkin, everything comes here. And it also helped me in terminating this red oxide nicely here. So beyond this, it's all white.
Right.
Otherwise, you would give a groove or you give some sort of a tile or something of that nature to terminate it. Whereas it is by default of the form, it terminates.
And again, now I noticed these rolling curtains.
Blinds,
blinder. So why is that when door is necessary?
So there is a door, and that door has a glass but perforated metal sheet inside. So it gives you the protection and privacy.
Right.
But it does not give you 100% privacy. So if there's a lady taking bath or using the thing, we put this roller blind down. It takes care of complete visual privacy.
Oh, this is a glass door, right?
That's a glass door behind, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's open
I thought it's opening to the outside.
Right now it's in open condition, that glass door. So you don't see it. When it's closed, you will see a perforated screen.
Oh, okay. So client wanted a semi-open bathroom space.
They were okay with it, but as long as the privacy is taken care of.
Okay. That's why blinder.
See, we men can take shower.
Right.
But just to safeguard the vanity, the ladies when they're inside, and different people behave in different. Some women are fine.
Right.
Some people are a little concerned, careful. So accounting for that entire mindset, That's
this is a kitchen space. Okay. We spent a lot of time in the bathroom.
Yes.
I love this flooring here.
Yeah, that's brick paving. That's outside. So this is where it comes and ends. This is the beginning of the kitchen.
That leads to the
entrance.
Right.
That's the entrance area.
Okay.
So
and this view is to the pond, right?
That looks to the pond. In fact, it's half open. You can completely slide it away. This whole thing it opens out.
Wow.
And the platform top is timber. It's PU coated. It's not stone, granite,
that's
marble.
First time I'm saying for the kitchen top, timber on the kitchen top. I mean, if there's any case on burning or placing hot things on top of it, wouldn't that be an issue?
No, timber is good it's a good insulator, heat insulator. So as such, there is no problem.
Why is this light?
This is just a lamp which swivels,
okay.
and it's there on this dining table.
So it's moving. You can dynamic. You can
move the angle, and it's basically like a breakfast table. So if it's
you place light wherever it's necessary.
A little bit.
Oh, again, folding doors. Right? This is a folding door.
It's like 2 panes. It just opens out. That's the shower area.
Shower area.
That's from top when the water comes down. And that tree which is there at the entrance, you see the foliage of that through this shower area.
Wow.
That's how the circle is located.
So cool. What is this coating?
This is China mosaic. So broken tiles are used to do the internal finishing.
Were that sourced locally?
You get cheap tiles, you break them, and then you use it again. The reason is, if you have full tiles, you need a plain surface.
Right.
On a curvature, how do you apply?
So you play with imperfection. There's no polishing. Perfect
and this is used very commonly for waterproofing on terraces.
Correct.
Everywhere. Right, so this is what we use internally now. These are those details, the connector.
Right. My God, so much detail has gone into it. Like even the size of these screws and nuts and different.
So the whole idea was we wanted to use carpenters but reduce the carpentry intense details, where is wood to wood joint. So what we used was, instead of wood to wood, we used wood to metal. So it went very fast and precision was achieved.
Even this transition is
this
really
is inside,
good.
that's outside.
Right. Beautiful transition. Wow. Woodwork. Why this woodwork really helps you? How it really helps your work to visualize?
So at the time of designing, we are not on site all the time. So when we have a site in front of us, a lot of finer aspects, sensitive aspects, very tactile in nature, are taken care of on the drawing board itself. Practically, it's not possible for us to be there all the time.
Right.
So when we are making the drawing, you have a model, we're looking at the side, we're looking at the slope, we're looking at the contour.
Oh, this is the same model.
This is the same model. So then you can make out, this is what we want here, so on and so forth. So it gives us a sense of this, coupled with my own imagination.
Right.
We can complete the
it
site.
It makes you sometimes question things which did not happen at the site.
True.
You can carry it remotely. But if you're changing the design, you have to change the whole model again, right?
It does, but it's not always possible. So that's why we call them study model or model in the working.
So how much time does it take to build a model like that?
So this was built over 3 times. One was the site, second was this model, third was something was added here and behind.
Is that, do you employ laser engraving or something? How do you get the
hand? He used
topology?
Chisel and he made this out of one piece of wood.
My God.
Yeah, this is all done with hand. Including the chisels.
This is one wood.
The base, entire thing is one wood. These are pieces which are joined together. 2 months. 2 months of comprehensive time put together.
That's another architecture of its own.
It is.
Wow. So this project is whole for, it took you 4 years?
From designing to completion, I would say 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Minus all the other designs.
The previous
designs, all that minus. Only this project from designing to execution, Pond took its own time, so I can't put a timeline to it.
So how many occupants are living in this space?
So this is a second house. So they, as a couple, it's just husband and wife and 2 kids. But usually when they go there, there's always jing bang with them. Uncles, aunties, cousins, relatives,
such a
friends.
Nice place to hang out.
Either they are there or they have loads of friends. He also conducts a lot of quiz. So there is this quiz thing which happens in Mangalore, right? It's called
MCQ.
okay. So a lot of time that happens here.
Okay.